Hi Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Happy Easter. Today is April 1st and it is my Flosstube number 15. Just wanted to reach out to you, kind of talk with you a little bit about what happened in March. I can't believe that March is over and that it's April 1st already. Talk with you a little bit about my plans. Some people have been watching, a little bit of what I'm all into, and what I hope to get done in April. So March is my 1-year anniversary, whatever the technical term is. But I started this journey this time last year and it has been incredible. I feel like I've met so many friends and have shared things that I do, met people in town here, met people across the United States, met people in different countries. And it feels like my world has just expanded. So thank you for everything that you all have done to make me feel good about this craft and about doing these videos. So 1-year Flossiversary. A little bit, a couple things on shout outs. One is I want to thank someone who gave me a rack, and it was Lori. Her last name starts with a U. I was on Stash and Load and there was a Chessie and Me pattern. It's somewhere in my craft room. I don't know where I set it down. I searched for a while, a little bit ago, couldn't find it. But I claimed it, I me-pleased it, and Lori, and I reached out to Lori and gave her my PayPal information, and Lori said, I love watching your videos. I'd like to gift this to you. And I was so touched. It was so kind, so unexpected, but she just really was complimentary. So Lori, I very much thank you for your kindness. Second shout out is a person I haven't seen before, Marcy Hart, a work of heart, and it's H-A-R-T. And Marcy shows some pretty awesome organization, cross-stitch organization. So check Marcy out. I'll link all of the floss tubers in the box below. The next one is Ms. Wenzel, the cross stitch counselor. Now I've heard people shout her out before, and so I went to start watching her, and at first I thought it said Mrs. Vin Diesel, and I thought, wow, Vin Diesel's wife is a cross stitcher. Then I realized it was Mrs. Wenzel, Ms. Wenzel. And so she is fun to watch her. I really like her mindfulness and her mental health tips at the end of her videos. I think she is calm to listen to, and I really enjoy her videos. Then the third one is the Addicted Sisters. So they're just a hoot. I enjoy watching what they're stitching in tandem, what they're stitching singularly, and the chemistry between them. You can tell they've known each other their whole lives and they still love each other, right? So what a treasure to have a sister you stitch with and spend that much time with. So check out the Addicted Sisters. Okay, so what am I all into? Well, if you ask my husband, it could be the lobby, aka Hobby Lobby. Every time I go in that dang store, something is 80% off and I walk out with stuff that I hadn't expected to walk out with. Like that pink little box there. Little pink tin. How cute is that? And then, because the Easter stuff is like 80% off, I got some of these for decoration next year because Easter's now over. They have all of this cabbagey type pottery, 50% off. So I got that, which will probably end up in somewhere in my big shadow box over there. But I just love gardening stuff, you know. This time of year, I want to go out and I want to weed and I want to plant and I want to see what's coming up. We've got daffodils, hyacinth, the peonies are up, but they of course haven't bloomed yet. Yeah, and Hobby Lobby, I'm telling you, it's the $100 store easily, right? So it's easy to spend money in that store. So I'm in Hobby Lobby. I'm into this. This is something roots, bear roots, Marionberry infused vodka with seltzer water. And it's very refreshing. So it's not sweet at all. It's not a liqueur, it is an infused vodka. So it's very tasty. I'm all into that. And what else? I'm just going to show these. A couple people have mentioned these threaders, the long threaders. I picked them up because those little ends, you know, when you get the little ends and you just want to finish that one last stitch and you're maneuvering your needle and trying not to have to move your Q-snap to get it to go through. And so I searched for these and found them. Where did I find these? I think I found them at Hobby Lobby, one of the big box stores. So I'm into needle threaders. It's called Tail End Weaver. All right, so that's what I'm all into. Couple things. Let me show you some finishes I have that are not cross stitch related. I believe I showed you this in a previous video. I take a painting class on Monday nights with some friends. It's just got some checks on the side and the matching twin that's in a different colorway with a different saying is now done too. There's some purples in this. It's dark and kind of spooky. So these two are probably going to go on like a wreath with a fall finish. We'll see. We'll see. So my other finish is, hold on. I feel like I should be more organized. Okay. Come heck or high water, this was going to get done this month. Teresa Wensler's Noah's Ark. Last time I shot a video, I hadn't done these. I did fox, elephant, rabbit, rhino, ostrich, koala, polar bear, and kangaroos. These corners, the lazy daisies, and the beads. You can see a couple of shiny beads in there. So it's done. This is for my nephew. I'm going to turn this light off and see if this is better lighting. Yeah. It's for my little nephew, Zach, and it's done. All that 1/1 is done. Praise the Lord. Okay. What else? So I was going to start my chatteling this month. Had to kit it up for a year. And, but you know, squirrel moment. Lori Textilist and Jan Hicks, a couple others have been stitching Hoity Toity. An Industrious Deb on Instagram. She finished this. I showed you last month that I'm stitching it on butter pecan, and the colors are just stunning in this. I wish there we go, you can see that better if I get a little bit better lighting on there. But I'm telling you, I just want to stitch this all day, every day. There you go. Love, love, love long dog samplers. Really rich. What I'm envisioning for a finish on this is I'm going to do some flea market, like I'm going to look at flea markets and thrifting. I want to find like a big vintage chunky frame that this would fit in and have no matting. I'm not sure about glass, but have it just be that vintage thick ornate frame next to the cross stitch. We'll see. You know, it's all about being at the right place at the right time. And I think I might enter it in the fair. We'll see. It's a possibility. All right, so I also worked on my Paula Vaughn. I showed this to you last time. This is Friendship Quilts. And since last time I have worked on the middle section in here, did the floorboards, and I think I'm going to finish my stitching along the side and really work on getting this done. And what I have left is a window with shadows and outlining on the side, and then that half will be done. And on this half, I will just need to put in like a barn. Yeah. A barn and some foliage down below. So this one, there's still quite a bit of stitching. It's Paula Vaughn, so everything's backstitched. But I love the look, and I plan on mounting that on the archway down below here. So I hope to get that done maybe in the next month or so, maybe 2, depending on how stitching goes. But yeah, that's what I have in mind. Okay, so that's Friendship Quilts. I worked a little bit on the Village of Hawk Run Hollow. Not a ton of this got done, but I did work a little bit on it. Again, I love this fabric. It's Buttercream by Lakeside, and I think before I had done about this much, so I've done a little bit more on the block and brought it down. I started stitching on my lap stand. This is the first one that I've worked on my lap stand, and I tried my roller frame, and I just need to mess with it a little bit more. It's not holding the right tension. But I do have an 11 by 17 Q-snap, and this fit on there, and you can use it on your lap stand. I had to adjust the arms out a little bit so that the stitching was a little bit closer to me. But I started two-handing stitching, and I love that. That is right up my alley, because you can make some progress, and especially with one thread. 2 is a little bit harder, but yeah, I don't have a project where the sewing method, where I stitch in hand with the sewing method. I do stitch in hand, but I don't use the sewing method on my my little house, Early Americans, because it's 40 count and it's so small that it's just hard to get the sewing method to work. So this is Nathan Hale, and Nathan is he's got the first story of his house. He needs a second story in the sun and finish that line, and then this one will be done. So I did work on this. I was hoping to get him done. I'll probably work on him next just to finish it. It really won't take that long to work on that. So there's the Village of Hawk Run Hollow, and there's my Early Americans update. Okay, so a couple more. Good Company by the Scarlet House, and I'm telling you, I had these patterns. I love the Scarlet House. Good Company. She lives on a hill overlooking the sea with only her dogs for good company. She doesn't need less. She doesn't need more than to hear the waves crash into the shore. So my husband read this, and he was a little bit offended because it doesn't really speak to a partnership. It's more about independence. And so I said, you know, clearly this was a time before I got married, but I'm a pretty independent person, and I don't have a problem being alone. I don't have a problem making my own decisions. There is a lot of joy to a partnership too. So I told him I wasn't going anywhere soon. This month, this was here last month, and so I'm working here. I'm going to try and get the green hill done, and the rest of the gate going this direction, or the rest of the fence going this direction with the brickwork. This is on 40 count pair by Lakeside Linens, and it is an absolute joy to stitch. I love stitching this. All right. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. If I am, I'm so sorry. I'll try and slow down. My last start is Andale by Shakespeare Peddler, and this is gigantic. It's huge. Even on 40 count, this is going to be like 16 by 20 when it's done. It's just a really big sampler. Lots of beautiful motifs, all flowers and swans at the bottom. The verse says, "Pass a few swiftly fleeting years, and all that now in bodies live shall quit like me the vale of tears, the righteous sentence to receive. But all before they hence remove, may mansions for themselves prepare in that eternal house above, and oh my God, shall I be there. Beautiful work. It shocks me every time I see these to know that this is a young girl stitching them in a deal. So I am stitching this on 40 count vintage patina. It's a medium value fabric. So there are a couple of colors that I've had to switch, and another one I'm probably going to rip some of this out and restitch it in a different color, because here are the threads. Okay, here are the threads, and they are luscious and beautiful and gorgeous. They're the called for gentle art threads, overdyed cottons, and this is what I have so far. You can see how the red just sings on this fabric. But you can see how the gray just melts away. So I'm probably going to change that gray out and put a different color there. And the whole rest of the pattern I'll have to watch for that. But the variegation and that red and sort of that wave is so beautiful to stitch. I love it. And the stitches are tiny because it's 40 count. That fabric, it's something else. Beautiful and gorgeous. All right, so let me take a look at my list, please. Hold, please. I was stitching this month. One finish, more to come. So what have I bought? Oh, the question is, what haven't I bought? That's the question. I picked up some 40 count. I'm not sure I showed this on a previous video or not. This is 40 count ivory, Newcastle ivory, for Anne Curvier by Reflets de Suisse. I have not bought the threads for this. It calls for Sajou thread, and I'm gonna have to think if I want to spend the money or not on those. So I'm not sure yet. Not sure. I have picked up some fabric. This was a flat fold clearance, 2 batiks, sort of a bright. Couple of yellows, pinks, tangerines, greens, blues, grays, and I'm going to stitch it in an alternating, probably a 4-inch square with a white tone on tone. It has a pattern. I think it has a little, if you could see it, well, you might not be able to see it, tone on tone, like a sailboat pattern on it. So there'll be a box of this, a box of this, a box of this, and then starting over again. So it'll be pretty bright and vibrant, and I'm looking forward to sewing now that my machine is back from the sewing doctor and fixed, and I haven't sewn on it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Here's the rest of my haul, well, most of it anyway. Here are the threads that go with the Rosewood Manor, I believe it's Rosewood Manor leads, the lead sampler. And this little box of threads, the Petite Cotton by Sulky, is all you need for the whole sampler. So I picked that up from Acorns and Threads, and I ordered the sampler because it wasn't in. I saw this on eBay, and you know, you guys got to do your homework. I know it's easy to fall into the trap and think that something's not being produced, and then you go to 1-2-3 Stitch or your LNS, and guess what? It's there for significantly less. Plum Street trellis blackbirds, cute. And then I hopped on the Nashville Market bandwagon, and I picked up Brenda Gervais, here a peep, there a peep. Basket full of summertime. Spring in Baltimore. I love that. Summer in Baltimore. And this, I am going to stitch it and put it on this, I don't know if it's a paper mache box or what it is. I need to order that, but Brenda Gervais' website's still down because I think she's completely overloaded. Brick House Sampler. Oh yeah, I'm doing that. Sorry for the glare. Indigo Lane. And the colors, I love blue. Blue's a color on here. I got this from Jen's Stitching Niche. Peacock Party Berry. Colors are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Stacy Nash's Mary's Garden Needle Book and Fob. So there's the front of it, and there's the back of it. Now how cute is that? Yep. Lincoln Home 1860 Sampler by Chessie and Me. So I do love Brenda Gervais, Plum Street Sampler, Stacy Nash, Heartstrings. And then I've really recently picked up Chessie and Me and the Scarlet House also. Speaking of Heartstrings Sampler, we met Beth Twist at Acorns and Threads. Linda, Joe, and I met her. She's so kind. Beth is a gentle soul, and she's a beekeeper, and she takes care of her kids and lives out in the country, and it was really a pleasure to meet her. We did get her, I picked up her Prairie Life Sampler, and she signed it for me. The Laura Ingalls, or the Little House in the Woods Sampler. Chessie's Make Do Sampler, I picked this one up. I can't remember where I got that one. If it was Stash and Load, or if that one was from a shop. It might have been from a shop. Garden House. Chessie and Me Garden House. Little House Needlework 6th Day of Creation. That, look at the spring in that. Spring, spring, spring. Very cute. Then I'm on the Dying to Stitch clubs, and this is the second one. The third one, the Colonial Gatherings. And this is Heartstring Samplery. Where Liberty Dwells, Housewife. Must be a needle roll. This is because of Linda Jo. Because I don't have enough stitching to do, so I'm going to stitch all these smalls in a sitting, I think. This, I cannot wait to stitch this. Praiseworthy Stitches, Sunflower Bee Garden Sampler. How doth the busy little bee improve each shining hour and gather honey all the day from every opening flower? Isn't that adorable? Yep, and I think I've got some fabric in mind for that. Hands Across the Sea, because Nicola is the best salesperson ever. And this, I like embroidery in addition to cross stitch, and I would love to do needle painting, thread painting. So the other one that I picked up of the 5 they released is Amy Can. Amy Can, because the colors, oh my gosh, look at these colors. Incredible. And then I picked up the Prairie Schooler Garden Samplers, and I don't think I would stitch this on this particular fabric. It's very dark. You can't see the color on it, but the design tells me this is something I would put in my house. Probably, I don't know, I'd probably stitch all 3. Yep. All right, and the last thing is I don't own any Hades, and I always have said, I don't know why. I think maybe I'm intimidated by them. I don't know. I just don't have the patience, I think, to do a whole Hade. But I saw this. It's not a Hade, but it was Orenco Originals, and the colors. The colors in this, look at that pheasant. Oops, let me take it out because I'm so sorry. I should have had this ready before I got the video going. Wow, right? The colors are just incredible. And then there's the female, right? So the male has all the color, and there's a little mushroom. There's oak leaves kind of in the background, and it's just amazing. So I bought that. I may never stitch it, but I bought it, and wow, that's a gorgeous design. So what else? Next month, my plans for next month are, I'd love to finish that Pallavan. We'll see if I get that done. Let me see what's on the schedule. Sabrina makes an appearance. Peaceful Garden, which I've done about maybe 5th or 6th of that. Early Americans work on, I think I'll do the Martha Washington block, the big, huge white house. After I get Nathan Hale's house built, I'll move over to hers. And Hawker and Hollow, so I'll finish block 1, probably start block 2. And Aeneas Curvier is, I had that up for April, but I probably will postpone that. In May, I go to the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat the first weekend and the Flosstube Retreat in New Jersey the 3rd weekend. In that trip, I might try to find the threads for Aeneas Curvier. And then I have Pallavan. But this year, I think I went a little crazy on what I thought I could get done. I'm starting as much as I can, but I don't know how much I'm going to be able to finish. But it's a blast, and I'm having such a great time. So I am over 2,000 subscribers. And since my last video, when I went into my last video, it was almost at 2,000. And then I think it was more than just the video. If someone shouts me out, would you please tag me somewhere, either in I don't know, in Instagram or in YouTube on the actual video, so I can say thank you to that person. I think I just get too far behind and I don't know who's shouting me out, but I can tell I get a surge of viewers. So somebody said something, and I feel bad that I haven't acknowledged it. So if you shouted me out and I haven't said something, it's just simply that I'm too far behind on my videos and I haven't seen it. But anyway, I think we'll have a 2,000, no, I know we'll have a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And so if you stay tuned, I'll think about what we'll do, and we'll do it next time. In the next video, I will announce the giveaway. I'll have to think this month what we'll give away, but it'll be good. 2,000 is a huge number. I think I'm up to 2,200 already. But anyway, have a great, I hope you had a blessed Easter and you were able to enjoy some of the nice weather. If it's nice in your part of the woods, if you were able to get yourself to church and enjoy the day and all that it means. And have a great and blessed month. Take care.